The newest episode of Talking Guys is premiering right now. As you're listening,
Right.
it's airing.
Second.
Well, actually, it's not. It's airing the day after.
No, right this second. Though they're hearing our voice right now as it is coming out.
Live from the Talking Guys studio, it's Will, Patrick, and Seth.
You can tell it's a studio because we all have the same color wall. So we're clearly in the same room.
You cued the music, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There was
We
plenty
don't
of
have a
music.
theme.
What?
You don't have
It's
a
like-
theme.
I was thinking like
Pat, you gotta be careful of copyrights, man.
I was thinking like
YouTube is a very,
Rocky and like it's like grungy
I can
and
just,
it's like
I can just write the
it's
music,
like,
man.
Welcome to the talking. You know what I'm saying?
I can just write our music, man. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's actually a producer,
Just use a piano theme.
and I'm
Well,
actually
that's not just a piano. That's a full blown mixer. All right.
They call me Little Patty. I'm a lyricist, Sometimes I
Lyricist.
dabble in the rap, sometimes the hip hop, sometimes some rock. So I'll write the music. I got you for free, just because I know y'all. But normally I would charge a lot.
Right? Yeah, but nobody pays.
So
Nah, they
you're telling
do.
that you'd
What?
be willing to provide the theme to our show, free of any copyright strikes.
Yes.
Okay.
However, it's actually not Little Patty. That was just a joke. It's actually Father Podreg. You can follow me. Insta, Twitter, Facebook. I'm on all of them. I'm on the gram. Yeah. Snapchat. I do it all.
MySpace.
TikTok. Everything. MySpace. I got a page with MySpace. I got a few, little tracks on there.
LinkedIn, Glassdoor. All of them.
Tumblr, Tinder, Grinder,
Reddit.
Bumble.
Yep.
I'm on
Yeah. Wow. I talked to somebody. He threw that out there, and that caught me thinking. There's this girl that I work with, and she was like, I was on Bumble, and I was like, wait, hold on a second, because she's lesbian, right? So I was like, so how does Bumble work if you're a lesbian? Because I thought it was supposed to be where only the girls can reach out. So do you choose like a dominant woman and then an indominant, and you're like, okay, dominant can only reach out to the indominant can only reach out to the dominant? And she was like, nah, you can it's basically just like Tinder.
Wait, I thought
There's
Bumble
no
was one of
restrictions.
those Christian sites. It's not?
No,
Oh.
definitely not.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I'm way off.
The whole theory behind it.
Oh no, is it Plenty of Fish? Is that the Christian one?
No.
No.
I don't think so. That's like,
It's eHarmony. Jeez, come on, dude.
Mingle.
Christian Mingle. That sounds right.
Oh. I thought it was eHarmony too at one point.
You gotta sign one of those consent forms that's like, yes, I'm a virgin. Yes, we'll wait till we're married.
Yes.
Yeah, Bumble's just the one that only the girls can talk to the guys, so the guys can't like hit them up. They can.
Wait, how do you know though? Like if it could be a guy?
Because you swipe,
as a girl.
you swipe just listen. You swipe just like normal, and if you match, then it's the girl can say something to you. But if she doesn't say something to you, then you can't start any conversation. You just move on with your day.
It controls the unsolicited dick pics.
Yeah.
So she has to say something first, then you can send it, kind of thing.
Well, yeah. When I was on dating websites,
I shoot her it real quick. I'm like, yo, what's up, girl? And I do this every time. I'm like, yo, what's up? And then from there, it's just, little Patty
shows
does
you her dick.
Right. And then it's the awkward, and you're like, all right, delete, report. But their accounts are still up because I'll run into them again. Same girl. I still like it because she's fine, But then I get weird stuff.
Does she have blue hair?
No, she has orange.
Does she?
Orange hair is the best hair.
Sure.
But we normally just call them redheads. So, that's more my preference.
Well, good luck on that one.
Or blonde. Or I actually am really a big fan of bald now. So if I could meet a girl that was bald, I guess that would be my girl.
They are out there.
Yeah.
Bald by choice or other circumstances?
What do you mean? I'm always in control of myself, so it is by choice, obviously. Duh.
Okay, so you're telling me if it was the C word and she had to lose her hair because of a reaction to medication she was on, you
hmm
would say, yeah, no, sorry. I only date women that shave their head because they can.
Well, okay. That's a little special circumstance. In that
Yeah.
circumstance, I feel as if what I would do is I would kind of like try and get her to feel like, she was beautiful that way and to just keep it after. Yeah. So I'd just be like, nah, just stay bald, babe. You look awesome, babe. Babe, listen, you look
Babe,
great, babe.
babe.
Babe. And
Babe,
she'll be like,
babe,
oh, thank
wait,
you.
babe.
You're like, I love you just the way you are. You don't have to grow your hair back. Like, just keep it,
What you're
babe.
telling me is you are Will Arnett from Hot Rod.
Babe, babe,
Babe,
wait,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
wait,
And
babe.
wait, wait,
I'm gonna say
wait.
babe just like that. Babe, babe, listen, babe, listen.
Yeah.
And it won't get annoying at all. Yeah.
The first time I saw that movie, I was on a cruise ship actually when it came out, and they had pay-per-view. So my sister and I rented it. The setup is, obviously you pay for the content, but you've got no control over pausing it or playing or rewinding or fast forwarding, and so it plays
Yeah, it
as if
just
it's like
plays.
yeah.
Yeah.
We missed half the movie because we were laughing uncontrollably,
Yeah, the
and
movie
it
was
still
good.
stands up
It was
today.
good.
Yeah, it actually came out 15 years ago, I think, in next month, because I want to say it came out in July or August of 2006. I think. I don't think it was in theaters very long, and I don't think it did very well. But I
Yeah,
like
it's one of those movies where
That was
when I
good.
saw the previews for it and everything, I was like, yeah, it's going to be one of those dumb, trashy, poorly made comedies that they always put out, with like Seth Rogen in it or something. And you're like, yeah, I really didn't want to see this again. Like it's
I,
a
I,
one time watch,
I thought it
you
was gonna
know?
be right there with Napoleon Dynamite, which I mean, Napoleon
Yeah,
Dynamite was good, but Hot Rod was so much better.
yeah.
I love Napoleon
It was
Dynamite.
good.
I
I enjoyed
remember
it,
years
but
after Napoleon Dynamite came out, everyone was always talking about, "Oh yeah, hey, you heard they're announcing the second one, right? It's gonna be in New York, and they lose his brother." And it was always something new. Like every year, people would
La
have the rumor
Fonda.
will. Yeah, people would have the rumor will going around talking about how Napoleon Dynamite 2 was gonna come out, and this is what the plot was gonna be. No, Napoleon Dynamite's not one of those movies that a sequel.
You don't make a second of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good where it is. That's the problem with the movie industry. Well, really just media in general is they get one good idea and they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this over and over, and it's gonna do great. And it's like, nah, fam, you just gotta go on with a new one, like Nacho Libre. You
you don't
know?
need 10 of them, and you don't need to remake it. Just
Well,
let
I'll
it be
tell you
Yeah.
good.
one movie franchise that does need 10. The Fast and Furious movies.
No,
And
Shut
it does
up.
not. They
Shut
should have
up.
stopped at like 4, dude.
There was only 4, and the 5th one was halfway decent. After that, there are no more Fast and Furious. None.
Mm,
0. Zip. Zilch.
Yeah, they
okay.
don't count. I
Yeah.
refuse to even watch them at this point. I haven't seen 7. What's the last one that came out? The Hobbs one? Didn't see
Hobbs and
that one.
Shaw was really good though.
The
No.
last one I
Nope.
watched was the last one with Paul Walker, because I had to watch it.
Seventh.
I saw The Rock holding a truck and a helicopter together, and I was like, yeah, nah, fam. I'm done.
I mean,
Chris Evans
that
does
do
that
big, though.
in Captain
No.
America, Winter Soldier, right?
Who does that?
Chris Evans. He's got the helicopter trying to take off, and
Who's Chris Evans?
Well, I mean, he's Captain America.
Captain America.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but Dwayne
Completely
the Rock
different.
Johnson.
He's
Yeah.
not a. He is a superhero with superpowers. Not
Dwayne
the same
Rock
as.
Johnson is not a superhero.
Hey,
He's
The Rock
especially
can totally
very
kick Captain
insane.
America's ass.
Especially
I'm just
playing
gonna throw
like
it out there.
Hobbs or whatever his name is. I don't remember.
Yeah.
He's not a superhero. He's a freaking.
You didn't see at the beginning of the
officer.
7th one, whenever he actually just rips his cast off his arm by flexing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How
Totally,
badass that is.
Oh
totally
my
realistic.
god. That did not happen. Please tell me you guys are joking.
No, at the beginning of the 7th one. So
Oh,
Jason Statham,
jeez.
right? He's out for
Oh,
revenge
God.
against his brother. And he shows up at because Hobbs is a CIA, FBI, some
Mhm.
guy,
He's
right?
FBI.
He's on the
FBI.
special task force. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Jason Statham shows up at the office, I guess after hours, and Hobbs is like, "All right, well, I guess you need to leave, or I'm gonna make you leave." And Jason Statham's basically like, "Make me." So Hobbs pretty much flexes his arm, and his cast breaks off his arm, and they fight. It's kind of badass.
And he's just able to throw punches and everything like normal,
Yeah.
huh?
Like
Okay,
no biggie,
wow.
because he's The Rock. And like I
'Cause-
said, Dwayne the Rock Johnson could totally take on Captain America.
You know what? Maybe I've seen 7 because I kind of remember that scene. They fight
7
in,
was
like,
good.
and it's like
8,
glass. It's like a glass office, right?
yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, maybe I did see
You
that
also,
scene.
but you also might be thinking of the Rock and Kevin Hart scene where he's in the CIA and he's fighting somebody in a glass office too. Like,
That was
definitely
that was a
happened.
better movie, honestly.
that's
That
I
movie
like
was
that
funny.
one. Yeah,
That was in
Kevin.
Hobbs and Shaw.
What was that called? The
Hobbs and
Kevin.
Shaw.
No, Kevin
Oh, what-
Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. He's in Hobbs and Shaw, right? Yeah, yeah.
no.
He and Ryan Reynolds are both in it. Spoilers.
think so. I think he's lying.
This is not
sure
what
he-
we're talking about,
pretty
though.
sure
We're talking
he's
We're
about.
in
talking
LA.
Fast and Furious.
We were,
I
but we
think he's
side-tanged.
full of shit. But
was a side
luckily,
tangent.
I have a Google right here.
Is it Central Intelligence?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, because they're both CIA agents, I think.
I thought in the one that I'm thinking about, Kevin Hart isn't a CIA agent.
It's called Central Intelligence. They call it
Yeah,
Central
okay.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 8 though was not very good.
I didn't see it.
It was
so
very forgettable.
I'm for sure I know that I have not seen that.
It's the one with the
Yeah, exactly.
yep.
Yikes.
So
her.
Yikes.
wow, that was amazing.
That
No,
was such a
I'm
good
trying to
Very,
think.
very memorable.
The chick from Hancock. She's
Okay,
like, yeah, I know. Nope.
that doesn't help at all. Oh, Charlie
Yeah,
Theron,
Charlize Theron. Yeah,
or
her.
I don't know how to
Yeah,
say her last name.
she's in it.
so.
Yeah. I didn't realize she was in Hancock or Fast and the Furious. But I know who
she's
she
in the
is.
one.
She's a beautiful blonde. I remember beautiful blondes.
She's okay.
You know what? Take it back right now.
Wasn't she in Italian Job? Because I love that movie. I think
She was. And they make a reference to that in Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, nice. Now I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yep. Because Jason Statham is also in
Yes, he was.
Italian Job.
No, we're
Yes,
not.
yes.
We're not. I
Italian
refuse to
Job was
watch that.
such a good movie.
It
Such
really
a good
is.
movie.
And it's the only time a Mini Cooper was cool.
That's true.
It made me want a Mini Cooper. Like
It made me want a Mini
that's
Cooper.
how bad
but
it.
they're
Like
really,
I mean,
they're kind of
I'm
shitty cars.
glad I got over it, but I
Yeah.
really wanted a Mini Cooper.
Isn't who's Mini owned by? Is it Lamborghini or Ferrari?
They're owned by Mini Cooper.
They're opened by
No,
they're
not
opened
like the
by
parent company.
big company.
Is it
It's-
BMW? Maybe.
No, it's Mini
Who
Cooper.
owns Mini?
The
I
MC.
think it's BMW.
It's Bavarian Motorworks.
Okay, yeah, so it is BMW.
It is actually a BMW. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is, though, none of the quality
I-
that goes into BMW.
And you
goes
can't
into a Mini
impress
Cooper.
anybody with a Mini Cooper. Like they're like, but BMW owns it. Like it's a Mini Cooper. Like I can't even fit in it. Like
Yeah.
Listen, if the Mini Coopers were like the Mini Coopers in the movie, they would be cool. But they're not, because those Mini Coopers all probably wrecked after they did their first stunt, and they had to buy a new Mini Cooper to do the next stunt. So, but if they really could like jump over ramps and land and be perfectly fine and continue driving like nothing had happened, it'd be pretty sick to have that little bad boy ripping around the Italian streets like that.
because Venice is definitely the place to be driving a Mini Cooper.
Yeah, or
The way I said- The way I
they
said-
were in America though. Thank you.
The way I said Italian, it reminded me of Hoodwinked, and he's like, "Dynamite! It must be Italian." and he's like, "What?" And it's dynamite, and he throws it out, but it blows up. And he went,
it's like-
"Oh, this is so funny." The little squirrel.
A Christmas Story, whenever he gets the leg lamp, and the box says fragile, he's like, "Oh, fragile! It must be Italian."
Fragile, it must be Italian. And the wife's like, "Oh, oh." That's like probably one of the best parts of the whole
She's
movie.
like so offended because it's so scandalous for the time.
And he puts it in the middle of the window and lights it up,
so you can see
it. So she purposely breaks it so that it doesn't have to be there because she's so embarrassed. And all of her neighbors are like, "Oh, that is such a funny movie. I love that movie."
And for the longest time, I argued that it was Adam West that did the narration, but it's not.
Who is
It's
it?
not- I don't know. I just know it's not Adam West. I looked it up years ago and I couldn't remember the guy's name. Sounds incredibly similar though to Adam West, which, R.I.P.
I mean, most of the people in that movie were not famous, so it was a very low budget movie. So
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they had any big names in it.
Oh, well, it's just the similarity in voice.
Yeah.
And just because, I always thought it was Batman voicing it, but it wasn't.
I just love it because it's the most real Christmas movie of all the Christmas movies. There's none of this BS, This is like, oh, everything's like perfect and Santa's magical and Christmas time is magical and all this stuff. It's like, Santa
Patrick.
Claus and the elves are like evil. The husband cusses left and right. Um, their turkey meal gets eaten by dogs because they accidentally leave the door open. The mom screaming when they cut the head off of the turkey in the Asian place they go for their meal. Do you remember
they
that?
don't do that?
I know, but it's just
I've
like
never seen it.
He gets the little Red Ryder BB gun and he shoots it the first time and it bounces off and hits his glasses, and so he pretends that he fakes it and pretends that the icicle falls and hits his glasses so he can lie to his mom. Like the movie is just it's a classic.
I fell off. So we're talking about the Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see. It wasn't ringing any bells, even though I've seen it a million times until you said the Red Ryder. Okay. It's a great movie. But I think the best Christmas movie's got to be Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No,
such a great movie.
I don't think I've even seen that.
Such a great movie. Best Christmas
Patrick,
movie
you
ever.
bring up realistic Christmas movies.
I'm just saying, like,
have neither one of y'all seen Christmas Vacation?
No,
I don't know.
Doesn't sound
National Lampoons
real.
with Chevy Chase.
Oh, no, I've really watched National Lampoons.
Is oh my god, is that the one that they're like on the they're going to like Wally World or whatever?
That's the first one.
Okay, I've seen that one. I've not seen the next one.
Yeah, no, there's a sequel where they go to Vegas, but then the third one, I think it's the third one, is and it's actually the most popular of that series, and is Christmas Vacation.
I just remember it was scandalous in the first one because we watched it with my mom, and she was so mad about the scene where the ladies in the pool.
Yeah,
remember that?
No, if you thought that was bad,
she hit the TV from us and wouldn't let us watch that part. It was so funny.
The second one's actually quite a bit more, scandalous,
raunchy.
Yeah, raunchy,
basically.
Definitely.
Yeah,
a lot more nudity.
Yeah, shocker.
With it being Vegas and all that.
As soon as I hear National Lampoons, I just assume it's gonna be bad. Like you definitely don't want your children to watch it when they're young.
Yeah,
but you know what? Maybe you do because you want to expose them to real life as soon as possible to get them ready for it.
Speaking of real life, oh, go ahead, Seth.
I was just gonna say my parents on those scenes, like they would just like mute it and say look away. Like that's how they handled like those kinds of scenes. So we got to watch some more adult movies, but they just like edited it. But little did
my
they
dad
know
always
that
just fast forward.
My young self would just go back later that night and watch them.
Oh my!
Just because I hate not knowing what happened. Like it was the hardest thing to not look, even though I had no idea what I was not looking at. Just the fact that I was not looking at it was pissing me off because I'm like, we're watching a movie, I'm missing part of a movie. So yeah, I'd go back and watch them.
Yeah, growing up, we're really big into James Bond and still are for the most part. But we'd always watch the movies, right? And obviously with James Bond, there's an innuendo and
there's always a scene that's a little bit scanty,
a bedroom scene. You don't actually see anything other than maybe her
but
back.
It's still a little inappropriate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anytime one of those scenes was on growing up, my dad would always just like fast forward them. And I always felt like I was missing part of the movie. It's just like, that's part of it. I'm old enough, I'm 10. I can handle this.
Well, see,
you can.
I mean, I was homeschooled in a Christian house. Like I didn't know what I was missing at all. Like it was just like we're just not watching this. I knew it was like adult stuff. That's all I knew. Like so. I don't know why.
I have the internet for it.
But
my mom's gonna kill me for this, but this. There was this movie. There was a movie that was a VHS, and I don't know how she got it, but somehow we had this movie. I think somebody gave us a bunch of stacks of VHSs, and it's just one of the movies. So one day we're like, "Oh, it's like a baseball movie." So we're like, all right, we'll just watch that. And so my mom puts it in and we're watching it. And there was some like really inappropriate things, even though it was rated PG. Like they made some really like interesting like definitely very lewd like sexual jokes and stuff that like if you knew what they were talking about like was definitely way more inappropriate than a PG. I don't know how it got rated PG, but somehow it
Well,
was rated
back
PG.
This
then,
was a VHS.
yeah, the thing is, Pat, back then with
Today's
the
standards,
ratings,
it would not have been rated PG for damn sure. That's for sure. And there was a scene in it where I think the mom like sleeps with one of the grown son's like best friends. And oh my god, my mom was so appalled. She took a blanket and put it over the TV and so we couldn't even see it. And then she took the VHS after we finished the movie and she put it in a trash bag, tied it up and took it outside and then took the trash out to the outside trash to where we couldn't even get it inside. You would have to go outside to get this VHS just because she was like, I don't want that in my house
Why didn't she
anymore.
like smash it or something, or pull the tape out? Like you can,
I don't know.
destroy
I
a
honestly
VHS
don't
so
know.
Yeah.
easily. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is with the ratings, Pat, back then you didn't have PG-13. So you have G, you had PG, and then you had R. And
what
R
did G
movies,
stand for? Good,
no, I don't think so.
great,
No, I think it was parental guidance.
and that's PG.
Yeah, but what's
Parental
G
guidance is
stand
PG.
for?
So what is G? Rated
General
Guidance?
audience. General audience.
See, like video games are rated E for everyone. Like,
Yeah. But none of the games that anybody plays are rated E for everyone.
Minecraft.
Yeah, no, it's. I think the ratings are like general audience, parental guidance, 13. Like I guess if you're over 13, right?
Over 13 and parental guidance. So under 13, they don't even recommend it, even with your
And then R, which would be restricted.
and X.
But they didn't have
B.
PG-13, so a lot of movies from the 80s and 90s, which would be PG-13 by today's standards, are rated PG. Like the Naked Gun series, in particular was a PG. And I think even the first Christmas Vacation, no, not first Christmas. I think the first Vacation movie, it was either, I think it may have been PG. Because movies that were R in the 80s and 90s didn't sell well because they were afraid they would alienate audiences. So they
Right.
were very, very selective of, what movies got an R rating. Like the Terminator movies got an R rating. The RoboCop got an R rating just because of the violence and the language.
What?
Yeah. And then
And nowadays,
they
R's
needed-
like, whew.
To me, if it's not rated R, I don't want to watch it. Like I
Well,
need
so
the
the
violence,
difference-
the blood, the gore, the language. Like I need it all.
So the difference that separates a 2021 PG-13 movie from a 2021 R movie is they say fuck and then fuck again. If you say it a second time,
Whoa.
you're only allowed to say
Are
it
we
once.
now rated R?
No, I guess we are
Yeah,
now.
wow, you just
Holy
made us some
shit.
mature. Listen, we're gonna have to record a clip at the end of this that says for mature audiences only, and then we'll put it at the beginning before we start, just so everybody knows. Like, don't use those words ever.
Yeah, don't ever use those words unless you want your
Um,
sentences to
and
be better.
also, William, I'm calling you William because you messed up. William, you're gonna have to put $2 in the swear jar. And that swear jar is owned by me, so just give it to me. Seth doesn't control it. Okay?
You have a Zell. I'll
Appreciate
Zell you.
Because I'm the most,
you can
I'm the
sell
least
me, and I'll maybe
foul-mouthed
give it to
person.
him.
No, I'm the least foul-mouthed person of the lot of us, and so I will be the judge, jury, and executioner to make sure you guys are in line.
Yeah, that's the only
Appreciate
difference. Is just if you have the F word a second time, it has to be rated R.
I mean, you might as well
Okay.
say it now. We're already rated R.
No, don't. Please stop.
Just fucking do it.
No, my God. $1 for you too. I'm up to 3 already. I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah, and actually, with Disney owning Fox's Marvel brands, so like the X-Men and Deadpool, they've said that the MCU will still have a R-rated version of Deadpool. So
It wouldn't surprise me if Disney even was able to mess up Deadpool, but
well, I'm
you
curious
can't
though,
have
like,
a PG-13 Deadpool. It wouldn't be
No,
any fun.
no, and then they've said on record that it will remain a R-rated movie. However, though, with it being still tied to Disney, is it a very soft R rating?
It's gonna be a hard R.
Nope, we
Big,
don't use the hard R
big,
around here. That's racist.
big, bold R.
Well, and I've actually noticed now that a lot of TV shows and movies, like on Amazon, they're actually like half the time they don't even say R anymore, and they'll just say MA.
Yeah,
They've like changed it to so it's for
Sure.
mature audiences instead of
Because
General
you
audience.
could be mature at 10. You could be, or you could not be mature
Right.
at 30. So
I was
Well, you
actually a grown man at 3, so I could have seen it then.
so what happened to you now?
I've kind of digressed, honestly. You know, I know evolution and all that. It's supposed to be like you continually like go somewhere, but instead it's like I've just been going backwards. my
there
whole
are
life.
2 more
reverting back.
ratings before we switch topics on the.
You can call me Patrick Buttons. Anyways,
Patrick
continue.
Buttons.
Yeah,
So you also have R17, which
get the reference. You get it. If you
there's not
don't,
a
you
whole
don't.
lot of those
Mention
here in the
button.
U.S. And the R17 basically means even if you're accompanied by an adult, you have to be over 17 in order to view the movie. So if
So
you're under
NC-17.
yeah. And then you also said A, which is adult. And I don't know how many of those films actually are even here in the States.
I'm pretty sure you can't even see that in theaters. Like they're not going to show an adult.
No,
rated
over a lot of
film.
overseas films.
Really.
Yeah. As I said, over here in the States, though, I don't know if there's no.
So what you're telling me is
total.
we need to learn a foreign language so we can watch these like real
Yep,
films
definitely.
that depict real life.
Well, hey,
Okay.
so when I was in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
2004, I'd gone over to visit some family for a couple weeks. And the thing with the European television, after like 9 p.m., it is all TVMA, nudity, the whole thing. They don't
Really?
care. Yeah.
I mean, your
However,
kids
though,
should be
if
in
you
bed by
if you
9. So
yeah, so they're cool with boobs and butt and penetration, but heaven forbid they show a firearm.
They don't show firearms?
Yeah, they're pretty anti-gun over there. So,
That's so
as we
interesting.
all should be.
which is crazy because you got James Bond, but whatever.
Only people in MI6 are allowed to carry weapons, man.
Yeah, because they're a government agency. You can trust them.
Yeah.
And the criminals obviously shouldn't have the guns, but somehow
I mean,
they got it.
if it's
so.
outlawed, the criminals aren't going to have them. So
Well, yeah, they're always outlawed.
they're not allowed to.
Definitely. We need to bring back Wild West movies.
We need to just bring back the Wild West.
We were actually talking about that the other weekend. I said,
yeah. So
we
what got
just
me
need to get
started
back
is
to where we all have 6-shooters, and it's like, bro, I have an issue with you. We're just gonna go duel right now. Meet me at 12 noon out here, and if you want to disrespect me like this again, we'll see. We'll see. And then you kill him real quick. You go on with your day. You're like, yeah, no, I killed Johnny yesterday. He shouldn't have said, screw you, Patrick. That was too far.
it really crossed. It crossed.
It crossed the damn line.
He crossed me.
Yeah, and I say this in a joke, but I truly believe if there was more repercussions for sometimes like what people say, and the whole conversation was about like, keyboard warriors. So like if you had to be held accountable for all the words you used, even if it was online, and I'm not even saying like lawfully, but like like somebody could beat your ass for you being that rude to them. I feel like a lot of people would have a little bit more respect in the way they talk and their tones that they use with people if there was like some sort of threat behind like, okay, if I don't talk nice to Johnny, Johnny might be mean to me. And I might have to suffer some true repercussions instead of just being like, my name's Ralphie29 and you suck. And then it's
Hey,
like,
it's
okay.
Ralphie for 2069. So
Yeah, 42069, and I don't believe with anything you say, and you're like the worst person ever, and I hate you, and your mom's dumb, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna kill you, but I can't find you. So you're
just
like, all
gotta be
right,
better at
Ralphie,
the internet.
42069, block.
Wait, if my mom's so dumb, why'd you have sex with her so many times?
Hey, ain't that the truth though? because I've
That's
heard
all
that
you
line
hear
a lot.
on the Xbox,
I've
bro.
heard a lot of mom dishes in my days, and I'm like, really? If she's that? Well, I used
Patrick,
to
you're
use.
known for your mom disses.
Listen, dude. I know I'm known, but I've been trying to be better and not using them. But I mean, when you set yourself up for a good your mom joke, I have to use it just because it's what.
So I found
Yes.
these people on TikTok, which along the your mom thing, like so it's like a kid who's like I don't know 8, 9, 10, I don't know, and the mom's boyfriend or whatnot, but he'll come up with your mom jokes, and then the kid will run and ask his mom that thing, like he'll say, you know, your mom's so dumb she can't do this, and he'll go ask if she can do it, and she'll usually say no, and it's just like kind of funny.
Proving the
Makes
point,
me
right?
laugh. Yeah, it's just like. Yeah.
That's setup, okay? She obviously could do a lot of the things.
I don't know.
Right?
I mean, some of them are, difficult, but others it's like your mom's so dumb she doesn't know her left hand from her right hand. I felt like that one was a little fake, but yeah, it was. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. We talked a little bit with the Wild West, movies at least. It's a genre that doesn't seem to be
It kind
thriving
of like
anymore.
phased out. Yeah, we
It
don't
did.
have a lot of them
A
anymore.
little while ago, my dad and I had gone to go see Wrath of Man with Jason Statham, and Scott Eastwood is in the movie. And for those unaware, Scott Eastwood's the son of Clint Eastwood.
Really?
Who's Clint Eastwood?
Wait, Clint had a baby? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never saw him as a man that would
so
settle
if
down.
you
He's
if you
always
want
roaming
to
the West, showing up at random towns. This is weird.
Google
But anyways,
images of Scott Eastwood,
Not
and
googling
he
images,
is
bro. I never do that since Blue Waffles.
okay. Continue.
Yeah. So look up
Just
pictures
don't
of
listen
Scott
to him.
Eastwood and compare him to his dad.
Okay.
And he is a side by side spitting image of his dad.
Exactly.
Like a
Proves my
younger,
point. Proves my freaking
Clint
point.
Eastwood. And I got to thinking, I was like, he could star in Western movies like his dad did. And
Maybe he wants his own legacy.
oh, that's why I started thinking is, okay, if he were to, because he doesn't, he's not in a whole lot of Westerns or any Westerns for that matter, as far as I'm aware. Two things. One, he, like you said, Seth, wants to be his own person, and do his own genre of movie. And two, he would always probably be compared to his dad if he decided to get into the Western genre, because, his dad's legacy is one of those that I don't think could ever be topped, just because of who Clint Eastwood was and is. But I don't know, food for thought. It got me thinking. I was like,
So basically, you're saying Scott Eastwood is he's a coward because he can't stand up to his dad. That's all I heard from that.
I didn't say any of those.
If I was Michael Jordan's son, I would prove Michael Jordan that he wasn't the best basketball player ever, and I would be
by
better
playing
than him.
baseball better than Michael Jordan played baseball.
Exactly. So you're like, dude, I got one World Series, and I have a better batting average than you, Dad. You suck. You have to show your dad up. That's part of having a good father is wanting to be better than your father. Okay, if you can't be better than your father, then what are you?
I mean, look at Luke Skywalker.
If you can't be better, never mind. That was too mean. I'm gonna keep it to myself. Sorry. What about Luke Skywalker? No, I.
Oh no, I was saying Luke Skywalker. He is the ultimate example of
being worse than his father. His dad cut off his hand.
Yeah,
and really beat him.
No, I'm saying Luke Skywalker was a better person than his dad was.
Who cares what kind of person you are? It's all about
it's
skills.
It's all kind of skills.
Like he lost in 2 face-to-face fights with
Luke Skywalker brought balance to the Force.
Did not.
No, he didn't. Darth Vader brought balance to the Force. Yeah, because he was the imbalancer, and then Palpatine continued to make it worse.
It took Luke Skywalker getting his ass handed to him by the Emperor Palpatine, right? For Anakin to realize, oh wait, this is the error of my ways. I need to fix this, and I need to bring balance to the Force. Therefore, Luke Skywalker
that's when he
is the entire reason.
The Force.
No, because he took the Emperor and he threw him down the chasm.
Yeah, that unbalanced it. There was, they were at like 2-2, and now it's 2 and a half and none.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Balance is
by
even.
killing Palpatine, he brought peace to the universe, right?
No, he didn't.
No.
They
Yeah,
kept
he did.
fighting
Yeah.
for
When it
ever
moves
afterwards.
past that, years and years and years.
Yeah,
After that, there's still
brought
war.
peace for the next 35 years, 45 years until they made The Force Awakens and decided, hey, we need to make more stories.
No, I'm
No.
talking off the actual books, okay? The fighting kept going.
Yeah.
The Empire didn't just go,
Yeah.
oh, Palpatine's dead. We don't care about ruling everybody anymore.
I'm talking canon though, Seth.
I'm talking Disney doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, Will.
Disney isn't
That's
canon. Disney is not canon.
Disney owns Star Wars, and
Disney
No,
has
they
no
don't.
idea what they're doing.
Patrick, would you like to put some money on this?
They listen. They can
Disney owns Star
own
Wars.
it whatever they want. They paid the money, but they don't own the true Star Wars brand. They're a fake, distrustful, terrible brand that's
They have
ruined
probably never even
something.
seen the movies. So
Yeah. They're not Star Wars. They're not Lucasfilms. It's not Lucasfilms anymore. It was bought out. So it's like saying the Infinity Ward that made and yeah, you're not going to be able to dispute me on this. The Infinity Ward that made MW2 and MW1, the two most popular Call of Duties probably ever, is not the Infinity Ward that made the last Call of Duty they made, because that studio is completely now, because the whole head of it, the people that made it into what it was, were fired after in the middle of MW2 heyday because they didn't want to sell their souls to the devil, and Activision got rid of them because they wouldn't do what Activision wanted them to.
Yeah, and now they've sold their souls to EA. So I guess what's worse?
Well, no, they haven't.
Yeah, they have.
It's always worse.
No.
Yeah,
I think they're about as bad either way you go.
No, because EA makes a trash game on top of all their.
Titanfalls weren't trash games though.
originally, yeah, but now they're sold out because of Apex and EA and all that.
Hey, you watch what you say about Apex. It is a diamond in the rough.
Apex is actually a really good game though. What do you mean?
The diamond in the rough. But you can't judge a company based on one game. You should have seen it, Rogue Squadron. I was so excited for that thing. I bought it. I spent full price on a stupid game. I played it for maybe 30 minutes. That's probably a little too far, and it uninstalled. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the previews for it and was like, yeah, I'm not buying this shit. I already know.
It looked like it'd be fun. I like fighter stuff. Like I loved Ace Combats and stuff, but the flying is not realistic at all. Not even slightly realistic. So it's just like, yeah.
But it's Star Wars flying, so
it's still flying. And I've also played a lot of Star Wars flying games, and they follow.
It's not flying; it's falling with style.
Story.
Like, I remember playing Star Fox, and Star Fox was like so cool, so fun to play. That was like an awesome game, and that was a flying game when flying games weren't even a thing truly like that, you know. And now they just have crap. I don't think they've come out with a good flying, like combat where you're like fighting things in a long time.
Well, there was supposed to be a new Ace Combat that was coming out.
Yeah, one came out not too long ago, and then there was one for the Switch. I mean, this was like 6 years, but I didn't play them. But Ace Combat makes a good game. So
The last one came out.
I feel like one was released pretty recently or it's almost out. One or the other, because I looked it up when Rogue Squadron was coming out to see if there was an Ace Combat I could play.
Well, hell yeah. I've been thinking about picking back up on Call of Duty so I can compete in this next tournament that you guys do.
Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown came out January 18th, 2019.
And nobody's talked about it. So
well,
it's
it has a 9 out of 10 on Steam, and 94% of Google users
it's not a
have liked
competitive
this
game.
Yeah.
Okay, but actually 9 out of 10 on Steam, I call BS because Steam doesn't go by 9 out of 10s. If you go on Steam, the way it's rated is by how positive the feedback is. And I'm going to be damned if I say that it's on mostly positive feedback or very positive feedback. It's probably
they make a good game.
It's probably the orange feedback
Okay, here we
orange
go.
one.
Customer reviews very positive, as
Son of
15,414 reviews.
son of a-
Yeah,
Listen,
so
how many
15,000 people are
reviews?
saying 15,000 are saying
It's
very
not
positive.
enough of a sample size to truly know how good the game is. Okay, I'm treading on thin water. It was bot reviews, fake people. They had them sign into Steam, make reviews for the game just so it would put it up to be good. Like that's it.
Top reviews. This guy is giving it a recommended. He has 436 products in his account, 52 reviews. This person
He's
has
getting
400,
paid. He's getting paid by the
407
developers to buy.
products in account,
Listen, stop. He's
53
getting
reviews recommended.
no normal person has 436 games, and that's true.
That's a
He's
lot of
getting
games.
paid to buy them.
This person has 676 products in account. They have 111 reviews. They give it a
See?
recommended with 70.2 hours on record.
Paid. They played the game one full playthrough.
70
Paid
okay.
to make it.
This person has 1,773
Okay.
products in account, 533 reviews with a recommended.
I mean, you don't
So-
know.
10 out of
Maybe
10.
they get on every day and look for all the free games and just download get every free game. Like, you don't know.
Okay, here we
Right.
go, Patrick. Here's a negative for
Uh-huh.
you. Survivor, misspelt, has 54 products in account with one review being this one. Not recommended with 50 hours.
Why would
on
I trust
record.
him? He's only played 54
Oh
games.
To be honest,
There
it's a
you go.
decent. This is the review. To be honest, it's a decent game.
Uh-huh.
But my biggest moan is you have wingmen flying around, not engaging other targets, and leaving you to kill every ground target and air target in the mission. The timers are very short, so you don't have enough time to complete all the kills you need.
So he just wasn't good at it. Nice. I
Even
love
on
it.
easy, I've been trying to complete a mission as Sandstorm to kill 20 trucks in a short time, but your wingmen do nothing to help, just fly around talking. Timer beats you every time, so I'm just
I
going to
hate
give up and
that.
play something else. It's a shame, cause I do like the game, but it needs to be fair, which, and that's misspelled, which
Uh-huh.
is WHIC.
See, this is a real review. You read these ones right here, baby.
It is
Uh-huh.
not.
Uh-huh.
This is hilarious. This guy is just not good enough. He said, I can't beat it on easy, so it's not fair.
Exactly. So he gave a negative. That was probably Patrick's alternate account right there. Patrick, which is WHICH, not WITCH.
I mean, it is.
Unless
both
you're
of them.
referring, unless you're referring to a person as a witch, not which is which.
If you're
Whether-
Honestly-
referring to a witch, which is a
Which
I
A witch,
I
which
do
is-
I will say this, all right? I don't want to refute my point, but
he's going
They're-
to.
listen, no. I don't usually listen to reviews if they can't punctuate and spell semi-correctly. And
Oh no,
he had too many mistakes.
Sentence.
If he could like sort of go together and he had like one misspell or some error, okay, he still seems like semi-intelligent. I'll like take some credit into what he says. But like if I'm on Amazon and I'm reading through product reviews and some person spells witch, WITCH, and they mean witch, I'm like the other witch, I'm like, nah,
Which
man.
witch?
Wait, which are you
Which
talking
witch?
about?
Which
They sell sandwiches.
this is a hard question.
Yeah, pretty good
Not
sandwiches.
which
They're-
does, and weirdly
I've never
enough,
been- I've never been there.
the
I
one
like
that
them.
we
I
had,
definitely like them.
yeah, they actually do have good food. But we had the one that was in Louisiana when we lived out there. It was out of business for some reason. Son of a. I think there's too
I
many
can tell you
food
exactly
restaurants.
why, though. No, it's because people in Louisiana are super superstitious. Super superstitious. So they're like when they see the words witch twice, they're just like, I'm terrified of that place. Voodoo.
It's
Yeah,
voodoo.
Scary.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You don't mess with that voodoo magic.
even though neither of those witches were spelled WITCH, I also wouldn't say the average intelligence out there is super high. So
Yeah.
They do make good food though.
they do. Gotta have a skill.
But see, yeah. So I mean, those guys that have like these beautiful, neat, perfect reviews, fake. Don't listen to them ever. You gotta find somebody that like, it's one big long paragraph, and they do like spell and punctuate right, but like they don't do little bullet points and say pros, cons. Nah, those guys right there are are top echelon paid reviewers, and you do not listen to a damn thing they say because they're gonna put.
I think you need to listen to the 3s and 4s, maybe the 2s. Like
Yep.
people who aren't, they're not gonna be like, oh, 1 star because I hate it, or not, oh, 5 stars because I love it, or whatever. They're gonna be the true, honest people. They're like,
Nothing's
it was
over 5
pretty,
stars.
it was pretty good. These are the things that were wrong with it, but I enjoyed it, or I didn't like it at all, but they did some things right. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So it's not fair that you picked that as your sample. Okay, you should have picked, and you definitely couldn't pick the other ones either, because I don't think about this. I just want you to think about this for a second. 1,100 games in their library, probably paid at
I
least
wonder how many I have.
$10 per game, and most likely more than that. So we are talking upwards of $10,000, and that's giving
fair.
bare
They
minimum.
have games that they paid for themselves.
Okay, so you're telling me there's somebody with 1,100 games. They've spent like probably $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 just buying games that they never play.
No,
Does that even make sense to you?
Were given to them for free.
Yeah,
Patrick,
exactly.
It's actually 1,700.
Oh my god!
So they have 16 and a half hours on record.
Okay.
This is the review. Excellent game, sometimes a bit difficult. First,
Okay.
I just bought it to revive some time when I played Ace Combat series when I was younger on PS2.
Wow, this is so calculated. You see that? He's bringing back.
Lots of aircraft to choose from. Lots of special weapons.
Okay.
Great music and story.
Okay.
Graphics are nice. Over 20 missions in the base game plus 3 with the DLC.
Okay.
Cons, none. 10 of 10.
Hell, see, that's what I'm talking. This dude's real. Listen to him. Buy that game right now. It's the best game they've ever made. It's probably it is perfect. There's nothing that could be wrong with it. It's literally the most perfectest game of all time. It's basically the Super Mario of flying games. 10 of 10.
Didn't Mario have a flying game?
I don't know.
I barely played Mario. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but
well, technically you could get the raccoon or the cape and fly around the map. So, I mean, it definitely did have flying in it. Yeah, so see that's a great example of a fake review. And then the other example was a good example of a dumb review. So you can't listen to dumb reviews and you can't listen to the fake reviews. Like Seth said, you have to find the middle ground. Somebody that's like they give some things that are good about it, then they're like, these are some things that I didn't like about it, and then you're like, okay.
Have you guys ever gone onto Google reviews and looked through reviews for the place you work?
I actually don't know.
I have.
I probably don't want to.
I've written at least 1,300 of them myself, but no.
So the place I work on Google reviews has a 4.3 with 914 reviews.
Ooh, 4.3. That are you sure you want to continue working there? That's a bad rating.
Yeah, but I love some of the.
Out of 10?
So the big
That's
thing
out of 5.
Was, yeah, out of 5. A 4.3 to 5. And I love reading them. Some of the really negative reviews, like the 1-star reviews, were really big last year because of where I work. We sold a lot of the COVID supplies. And the majority of the 1-star reviews didn't have enough hand sanitizer, didn't have gloves, didn't sell masks, was out of this, was out of that. It's just... But you're review bombing over that.
Yes.
And then they get upset at the employees. They would always get mad at us because we were out of a particular item.
And it's like you understand that it's like far beyond just us, right?
Yeah.
Like,
as if I have any control over what gets ordered. As I have any control over the people that were initially hoarding supplies at the beginning of the pandemic last year. And probably still have them in their basement or their garage or attic because they couldn't resell them.
But so we our delivery company is messing up big time right now. Like my truck that was supposed to deliver Friday morning is still not there. Like we are
Yeah.
out of pretty much all the major things that people want. And I was so tempted to put up signs
Like condoms,
yeah, condoms.
Yes, exactly.
bananas,
For the condoms.
uh, duct tape, trash bags, rope,
yes.
lubricant.
Yes.
I'm a little
Shoe
bit worried.
covers.
Wait, what?
Shoe covers. You know, like
Nah, we don't
Amerisquares.
sell shoe covers. You're gonna have to go to
Oh.
like Ace Hardware or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I know. Then it makes it suspicious.
Nah, because you're only buying shoe covers. Because
At
you
a
bought
hardware
everything else.
at a hardware store.
Tell them you're painting your room and you don't want to get them, track paint and get it on your shoes. Makes sense.
Fair.
You gotta have good excuses, Will. If you really want to be a successful serial killer, that's part of the MO. You gotta have like a really good excuse for why you're buying all this crap.
No. Anyway, sorry about that, Seth, on the tangent. You said that there's supplies that are supposed to have been delivered on Friday, but they're not there yet.
We're both staring at him. He's just quiet. We've had that problem too.
I feel like I didn't hear what you said. I think I might have lost audio for a second. You got super
he
quiet.
asked to go back to the tangent of
sorry.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So I was tempted to make signs that just said, hey, our delivery company is messing up. Don't yell at the employees, because I people are getting so mad over stupid things, and literally nothing we can do about it. Stupid, how consumers do that. They yell at somebody who has absolutely no control. I mean, even if it was our fault, yelling at an associate doesn't help anything because they're not touching any of that. But
yeah,
and it's just like,
you want to hear a positive story about that though? So last week, I've been working overnight because we had our overnight person quit. One of them did, and we didn't have anybody to cover the shift, so I volunteered to work overnight until we get some people in. And so I'm working overnight, and our store's been closed because we haven't had enough people to have more than one person in the store. And if there's only one person, they won't let us have the doors open. Did I?
Doors open.
Anyways, and so this guy comes up, and I'm like cleaning stuff or whatever, and I can't remember all that happened, but he wanted something and we didn't have it, or I was like, I told him like, oh, I can't do that right now. And so he was like, dude, you suck. It's like, oh my God.
Well, why do you suck,
like, okay.
bro?
I'm like, all right, man, well, have a good one. And I just like turned off the
Said,
microphone.
yeah, your mom sucks too.
Or I don't even know if I said anything back to him. I just turned it off.
I mean, you should have said, for the right price, I will.
And anyways, this dude calls back like 30 minutes later. He calls the store phone and I answer it. And I'm like, yeah, this is, what can I do for you?
This is Seth. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm like, this is George. What can I do for you? And I took my name tag off at that point because I'm like, let's go to war. Whoever this is, they're going down. Anyways, and he's like, are you the young guy that was at the window like 30 minutes ago? Yeah. Like, why? What do you want? Get away from me, weirdo. And he's like, dude, I just really need you to come to the front. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm gonna stay in the back. I'm not coming to the front. I don't know. I don't really feel comfortable with it, but and he's like, no, man, it's not because I'm negative. I just felt bad about
naked.
I just felt bad about what I said to you, and I want to like bless you. And he's like, nah, I swear nothing bad's gonna happen. I just wanted to come to the front and say I'm sorry and all this stuff. And I'm like, whatever, YOLO. If I die, I die. So I literally was like, all right. And I went there and I talked to the guy, and he apologized to me and gave me like $20 and was like, I'm so sorry for being rude to you, and I should have never talked to you that way. I worked in retail industry before, and I know how tough it's been. And, I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate you staying and working and all stuff. I was like, This is the first time I've ever had
Wow.
somebody do that.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was a young guy, and he was like, yeah, I'm like so sorry. I just like got mad for no reason, and then I thought about it, and I was like, it's not his fault. And I was like I get it. I just like I know that you guys don't really get it. A lot of people don't that come in, and it's like it does get to me, but I just like understand that it's out of ignorance. Basically, that's what I told him. Like it's out of ignorance. You don't know what's going on, and so you get mad for no reason. You take it out on me, and it's all good. Like I don't take it. Anyways, he just kept saying sorry, and I'm so sorry, and I was like, wow. So now what do I do is whenever they start getting negative with me, I'm just like, listen, man. The reason we're closed is we can't find people due to unemployment checks, and people just don't want to work right now. And we're doing everything we can, dude. Like if I could open these doors, I would. And because of our safety, something really bad had something really bad happen to someone that works in our industry, and they had to make a rule about it. And that's why we have to keep the doors closed. And it's not because I want to keep them closed, but because of what this bad thing happened. And then they all get like, oh, okay. Well, man, thank you for what you do. I'm sorry. And it usually like de-escalates it. But sometimes they won't listen to you, and they're just like, F you, and walk off. And you're like, okay.
Did you keep the $20?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm giving it back. He literally would not take it back. He was like, no, you have to take it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just trying to bless you. He kept saying that. I'm just trying to bless you. I shouldn't have said that. I just want to bless you. I've had people do this to me before. I just want to bless you. And so I was like,
Oh, I thought you had performed a service and he was just, paying you a part.
I might have done something.
He asked if you sucked.
But I can't say that on air. But I did what I had to do to make that extra moolah. That was a good shift.
Pat Plays. Check it out.
Hell yeah. On onlyfans.com.
Yeah, real quick before we go, did I ever tell the story about how a customer at my old job had taken a gallon of milk and threw it on the sidewalk?
That was a trend for a while. Was it a young kid that did it?
No, okay, so back in the day, I'll make it quick. Back in the day when I worked at Dollar General, we closed the doors at 10.
Mhm.
Obviously, with COVID, I think the hours have probably changed a little bit. I've not worked at Dollar General in over 5 years now, but when I was there, probably 2014, 2015, we had closed, and this lady had come up to the door. And she started banging on the door, and this is probably maybe 10 minutes after we closed at 10. And, I'm in the back counting the money, doing the deposits and stuff. And the cashier that was with me runs to the back. He's like, hey, Will, you gotta come to the front, man. I got this customer, and she's banging on the doors. I'm scared. We can call the cops. I said, I'll take care of it. So I walked to the front, and the door's locked because I've got the key and I've locked it. Well, with doors that are automated, when you lock it, you can still open it about that much or so.
Mhm.
And I opened it that far to talk with her. And she's demanding, yelling at me, that I need to let her in so she can exchange this milk because it's leaking. And I said, I'm sorry, with it being closed, it's not much I can do. Well, I bought this a couple hours ago and it's been in my sink and it's just leaking everywhere and you needed to exchange it for me. I said, ma'am, you're welcome to come back tomorrow at 8 a.m. when we open. With it being after hours, I am not allowed to open up the store for safety reasons. I'm sorry about that. Just so she started just banging on the door, and I backed away, and I reach over and I pick up the phone. So she sees I've got the store phone in my hand, and I'm not playing. I will call the cops if it comes down to it. So she stops banging. She backs away. She takes the gallon of milk and she chucks it at the ground, and this thing explodes all over the door and the sidewalk.
And probably her.
Yeah. Her too. And then she walks away, and that was that.
Yeah, no.
So she didn't come back at 8 a.m. to get her milk?
Well, she can't because she
destroyed it. Yeah, so the cashier asked me, he's like, so, hey, man, do I need to mop that up? I said, nah. I said, don't worry about it. Rand will take care of it. But, yeah, it was all over, like, the front door. And the next day, I'd come into work, and my manager was there, and she's like, what the hell happened? When I got here, there was milk, and what happened? So I told the story. This is, crazy.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
do. It's just
Nope.
like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make an exception for you. It's like, you knew hours ago clearly because you've told me that it's been sitting in your sink leaking. If it was important, or if it was leaking when you purchased it, you would have immediately noticed it was leaking when you
Think
got
so.
home and went to put it up, because you probably
Yeah.
would have seen the milk, at least in the bag that was in.
Maybe she couldn't leave home though, Will. You're not thinking in her shoes, okay?
You're right. Her
Maybe
milk,
she had to
her milk
watch Wheel
covered
of Fortune.
shoes.
Listen, maybe she had to watch Wheel of Fortune, and that turned into another episode, and then NCIS came on afterwards, and so she gets pulled into 2 episodes of that, and lo and behold, it's like 9:45, and you know, she's like, "Oh crap!" She gets in her car, drives up there, gets there late, and it's your fault.
So
It's your fault.
yeah,
Oh.
always is apparently.
Well,
Well, I think that's gonna be it for this. The Talking Guys. This has been the 57th episode of the Talking Guys. Next week we actually will not have an episode on Father's Day. A couple of things happening. One being the actually 1 year anniversary of my girlfriend and I. So taking the
Oh my
taking the
God.
day to go celebrate. And actually, I know she watches, but one of her gifts is actually right there. She has no
What
idea
is
what
it?
it is. I can't tell you because she listens to the show.
Okay. Well, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So
well,
looking
congratulations.
forward to that. So thank you.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
will see all of you
In
in
2 weeks.
2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Until then, we appreciate it. Like,
Maybe we'll have a guest
subscribe,
on soon.
follow. Tell your mom and dad about it, and then tell them don't listen to us because
We
we
are
just use
R-rated.
yeah,
Well,
we're
actually, no,
R-rated
they're old
content.
enough. Just don't have your little brother
Yeah.
watch it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But it's not kid friendly, and other than that, that's it for me at
Yeah.
least. Peace.
Later.
Bye.